Yo, peace. PA here. Pate after Lindy Harper. Yeah, just want to touch base with a question I received about uh, what I'm trying to achieve with researching about African American dancers, links to African dancers, and I just want to answer to that comment. Well, if we talk about dance, or even anything, if you talk about anything, you want to get to the roots of it. Yeah, you want to get to the bottom of it. Either you enjoy, you need to get to the bottom of it to cure it. Either you're dancing, you need to get to the roots of it to really be able to connect with it. So that's where my focus is really into trying to find the roots. The root doesn't mean the immediate achievement of the goal. The root is what influenced it. How did it grow? How did it? How was it able to be born? In grosso modo. So the roots with African American dancers is definitely African, traditional African, ancient African dancers. Yeah? Because if you look at what jazz is, jazz music is a mix of African rhythm, mix of European rhythm, mix of struggles, mix of struggles, evolution. So if you look at jazz music and you see how it's developed in New Orleans, Congo Square, all the way going to during the Harlem Renaissance in the 1920s at the Savoy Ballroom, they all link. It's the same thing. Because at Congo Square, you have a mix of slaves from different backgrounds, different countries, different cultures, different footwork, different body movement, isolation, polyrhythmic, grounding, syncopated. And you think about that and you link it to what we call Lindy Hop that started in Harlem, New York. So they say a lot. And going back to the Congo Square, yeah, we can go way, way back. There'll probably be another topic to talk about another day. But going back to the jazz music that started in New Orleans and made its way to New York, Harlem, is the same thing that the footwork that you find in Harlem at the Savoy Ballroom in the early 1900s, even before the Savoy Ballroom, these dancers were already out there. And taking those dancers out of context will just not connect the dots. So you have to think about the music and connect it with the dance. Lindy Hop has been around forever, forever. Starting from Africa to the slave ships, that's actually where it really started. Because when they were captured, the first time they get to do movements together was in the slave ship. Because there were a lot of sitting around, handcuffed, laying down, and there were a lot of death. So for the slave owners or the slave owners' workers, they had to make these people become physical, like do something physical, move around to stay healthy so they don't lose as many slaves before they make it to land, before they can sell them. So these people, after being in handcuffs, they let them go out in the open and tell them to dance. So I have many questions. If somebody tells you to dance when you are captured or humiliated or whatever, will you dance? That was just a small example, just to make it a long story short. But these people, they had to go out there on the deck and move around and dance. And it's like millions of them, no place to swing out. So what they do, they just use the pulse. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Pulse, 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 bounce, 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 rhythm, 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 rhythm. And so that's what they did. Even though they didn't want to dance, that's all what they had in common, and that's what they were doing on the slave ship, just so they can make it ashore. So, yes, that's what I want to talk about, and the next episode is coming next time. PA, Pate Afro Lindy Harper. Bless.